Hello. As you can tell, I'm back at the 65 Houseboat, and today the plan is to rip out the ceiling and see how many of the supporting 2x4s we're going to need. Hopefully not all of them. If I have time, I'm also going to try to check out some of the electrical system. I brought my little generator power pack thing with me and hoping to have enough time to hook that up, try some things out too. So let's get busy. I found these tile squares at a thrift store and bought them thinking they might be good for some accent or backsplash or something on the boat, and so I brought them to see how they would look. And yes, I'm going to repaint and all of that, but I think just in general I'm kind of liking how this looks. So I might need to get a few more or get creative with how I use these, but I'm pretty sure we can incorporate them in the kitchen at some point. From the looks of the supports in the part of the ceiling I've already torn down, the boards on the starboard side appear to be in pretty good shape, while it's pretty obvious that the ends of the boards on the port side aren't quite in good shape. So I'm going to see if that continues throughout the entire boat, or if it's just in the areas where the holes in the ceiling were. This was the hole in the ceiling in the living room. But that board doesn't look so bad. So hopefully there are a few more that don't look so bad, because replacing fewer than 30 of these would be ideal. It's going to be essential to remove the trim before I take down the ceiling board. So this is a part where I remove the trim on another trip, and then this is the trim I did not remove. I did get a few more pry bars and such that I think will do a better job, so I'm going to try to get this trim down without destroying it. This little piece of trim here is where I'm going to start. I have a little chip out of it anyway, and it's a small piece, so it's a good candidate for practice, I guess. Alright, so let's give this a try. This is a new little pry bar, well, new to me pry bar, that I got at the swap shop down in Versailles, so let's try it out. Cool, if they all come out that easily, it's going to be a short day. Yeah, not counting on that. That never happened. But it's a good start. I don't know if I'm going to be reusing these pieces of trim or not, but it's always nice to have the option. So to make matters easier for myself, if I do decide to reuse them, I have labeled this piece that I just removed, and it is piece number 1, and I marked which that piece is. And then I'm just going to go in order, and each subsequent piece I can just put a number on it that's after 1, because when I put them back up, one would like to think I would go in numerical order. So that's what I'm doing. It might be for nothing, but rather to do it and be glad I did than to not do it and wish I had. Alright, so now we're going to remove piece 2 in the front of the cabinet and continue our way around. Let's get her done. Cool, so it's been about 7 minutes and I've already got all the trim off of this entire starboard side, so pretty happy about that. It's going really smoothly. I have learned that if I start the first pry bar with a hammer and then I just kind of walk my way with the 2 pry bars that I don't even need to use a hammer again. So that's a much more efficient way of removing the trim, and it's safer for the trim too. So if you decide to do some crazy thing like this, you might find that tidbit of information helpful. This is the window in front of the captain's seat, and I got to messing with it a little bit and undid these little latches and got to looking at this crank up here, and by golly, the darn thing works. So if I just turn it, I can get the window to open and get a breeze in here. So I'm going to do that. And I got to messing with this thing a little bit. I didn't know what it was, so I figured I'd wiggle it. And the screws are loose, so it doesn't do what it's supposed to do, and it's painted shut. But anyway, eventually I'll get it to work. But right now, with the screws being loose, I can make it wiggle. And when I do, it makes the windshield wiper thing wiggle. So I know those 2 things are related, and I'm going to give this some attention here a little bit. Not today, but, you know, it's good information to have for the future. Alrighty, so all the trim is down, and now I need to get the ceiling pieces off, which is going to be a little bit of a challenge because the way they put them up there, the edge of it is covered up by the paneling, and I'd really rather not remove all the paneling at this point. So I'm going to use my Sawzall and try to cut this enough around the edge that I can get it down. So I've gone all the way around the edge of this piece with this handy dandy little Sawzall. This is not commercial, but I love this thing. Like, it's one of my very favorite tools ever. You should get you one if you don't already have it. But anyway, it did a great job, and now we're gonna yank this sucker down. Or at least we're gonna try. Alright, so I think this is a job for the crowbars. We're gonna find out. I'm gonna try this one first. Set these other ones up here out of the way. Give this thing a yank. That was pretty bad. I'm glad you didn't see that. I got just kind of showered in ceiling crap. Good thing I already went to Dairy Queen, huh? Alright, well, I don't want to ruin this little light fixture thing. So I think I'm going to just cut that section off because I don't want to hurt the light. Alright, so be back with you shortly. I'm going to Sawzall this. Cool. The light is saved. Alright, now we're going to try to yank down the rest of this sucker. So this little bracket was in the way. I'm going to unscrew that and try again. To make it different. Oh yeah. Alright, this piece is not salvageable. It's down. I finished going around the rest of the edge of the ceiling with a Sawzall. I spared you all of that footage because you saw plenty of that. But anyway, just went all the way around the whole rest of the edge and pulled a bunch of nails and stuff that were in the way. And so now I'm gonna try to yank down the rest of the ceiling. Oh boy, there's some wires up here. Hope I didn't cut any. Guess we'll find out in a minute. Well, yay. They appear to be unscathed. Cool. It could have gone a lot worse. Okay, well, one left. At least only one left on the inside. There's more on both decks. Alright, I loosened up this last piece quite a bit and hopefully we can get her down. Yeah, well, that's kind of a mess. Looks like a squirrel nest or something, but she is down. Now we're going to get her out. So I better move the tripod, I suppose. I didn't get everything done that I wanted to, but came pretty close. The entire interior ceiling has been ripped down, and from that I was able to assess that 9 out of 17 interior 10-foot long 2x4s need replaced. Just going to replace all of the ones with a bad end instead of trying to splice together halves. So that's happening, and also was able to tell that a lot of the plywood sheeting that's up in the roof will need replaced. No huge surprise there. Again, mainly on the port side. Might be able to salvage some of what's up there on the starboard side, but just going to plan to replace all of it and go from there. So didn't get the electric checked out, but that's alright. I'm wrapping this up and gonna head to high school football game. A former student of mine is in his senior year and he's getting to play, so I'm a-going. Alright, catch you later.